Yeah, so just to give everybody some context, let's see. What I'm going to do real quick is I'm just going to do a quick Google search for a real estate agent. All right. And so basically what happened was Kiwi and I were talking about the Google My Business because Google is prioritizing non-clickable search results. And so I went into incognito mode right now and just looked for Virginia Beach real estate agent. You see an ad here, and you see I'm on the map, and then you see right here. And so this is a non-clickable search result. And this is really what we're talking about today. And what I told Kiwi, you know, whereas these are Facebook ads right now, and then this is organic. You see my name's there as well from Yelp, but
it's not a
to
Facebook
be
ad,
amongst
it's a Google ad.
a Google ad, sorry, to a Google ad, to be at the top above all of these SEO, because look, you got Yelp, Realtor.com, Zillow, and so to be up here through this platform of Google My Business, you're basically, you know, in my mind, hacking traditional SEO. And so this, over the next 12 to 24 months, I believe that having somewhere else to brand yourself, to show your reputation with reviews, as Zillow becomes more and more a competitor and less a partner, assuming that happens, it really is going to be important for us to be on Google and Yelp and other third-party websites like this. But Google My Business really gives us the opportunity to leapfrog a lot of the other companies that have owned the SEO space. And so it's just really, really neat. Kiwi, to his credit, while I brought this up to him, as basically what happens at Ylopo, you know, if somebody has an idea, it makes me look a lot better than I am because I just brought the idea to Kiwi and then he just owns it. And that's how Ylopo works, behind closed doors. Like, we have these ideas and then there's so much talent behind closed doors that we dive in, and that's really the impetus of this webinar. So Kiwi, I'm gonna get out of your way, man. I'm gonna hopefully learn along with the rest of our users, and I'll try to man the Q&A while you're presenting. Does that sound good?
Yeah, cool. So one other thing to note with the, and someone mentioned there, I think her name was Lauren, that's called the local pack, which is correct. It is a local pack or local listing. One other thing to mention, a big change Google has made with their search results over the last 2 to 3 years, which has to do with SEO, is they're now showing you more and more often than not the actual answer to your query at the top of the search results. Back in the day, 3 or 4 years ago, you had to click on everything to find the answer. So they're doing that for a reason. They want to keep you on Google. They don't want you clicking off and going to your website as often. So, you know, but the local search intent, when they're searching for real estate agent in any of the cities that you service, or if they're searching for realtor in the service areas you service, or best real estate agent in, those are going to show up just top 3 people from the local search results. And if you can get in there, you're going to get the lion's share of the traffic. So yeah, today's session is all on how to get in there. So I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen. And what we, so a couple of things, just as sort of items to take note of. These tasks that I'm going to show you, and I've put together a document which I'm going to be able to share with all of you, which I'm going to actually put into the chat right now. Where's the chat gone? Here's the Q&A more. Ah, there it is, chat. So I'm putting into the chat right now a checklist that we're going to go through that's going to help you stay organized with all of this. Okay. So everything that you need to do to rank is going to be on this list. And I'm going to go through these one by one. But I want to point out, these are really good tasks to have an admin or a virtual assistant who works for you do this stuff for you. Because it does require a consistent amount of frequent posting and consistency that you as a business owner are going to be, it's going to be difficult to always do. So build these tasks in for your admin or your virtual assistant so that you know it's being handled, and then you're going to reap the rewards. Because a big part of it is what we're going to cover today, which is just all the basic stuff that most people haven't done any of. But then the second big part of it is being able to consistently add to this on a regular basis with the right type of content. So you want to make sure you've got someone doing that for you. And you don't just do part of it today and then let the rest of it sort of, and don't do anything else. So I also want to recommend that you guys go out and download the Google My Business app. So if you do a search for it, you'll find it and you can download it. That's going to allow you to sort of get updates on the effectiveness of this, as well as if people write reviews. And as certain content you're posting gets a lot of engagement, you're going to be notified. So they do a really good job with the app. So I highly recommend you guys download and use that as well. So now let's go through the checklist. So the number one thing you need to do is to claim your listing. So essentially that is putting your flag in the ground with Google and saying, this is where my business resides. I am a true business. And to do that, you need to go to google.com/business. Barry, I'm seeing it's going to be a little difficult for me to answer the questions as they come in the chat. So you just interrupt me if there's an important question, and I'll let you sort of.
I just figured, since this is so hands-on as far as the teaching goes, we can just kind of pause at one point when there's a break in content and then go through the questions together, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, totally. Cool. So like I said, the most important thing at first is to claim your business. And there's a couple of ways they verify that. They will often let you verify via phone call. They'll send you a verification code, and you can verify, yes, this is my phone number, this is my true business. If they don't give you that option, they'll let you verify by a postcard, and they'll send you a code on with a postcard, and you'll get that 2 to 3 days later. And then you just need to log back into Google My Business and add in that code, and then that will basically, then you're basically letting them know at that stage, yes, this is a true business and it's verified. You get that check. So I'm going to log into Barry's account and show you what a Google My Business account looks like. So this is, you just go to google.com/business. You set up your account, and you're going to put in the main things you put in initially is the business name, the address, and the phone number. And with local SEO, we call that.
Hey, Kiwi, can you enlarge your screen? Can you maximize your screen? People are saying, there you go.
Yeah, that's as big as I can get it. Okay. So the name, address, phone number. I'm going to teach you a new term today, which is it's called NAP, N-A-P. And it's very important that your NAP, your name, address, phone number, is consistent in Google Business as it is on your Facebook page, as it may be on Yelp, and as it may be on any other site out there which lists your business. Because Google, for local listings, they go out and they match everything up. And if they're seeing that you've got different phone numbers or different addresses, or your name for your business doesn't match in this place and that place and this place, and it's all kind of a little bit different, that to them is it means that they don't quite trust you, and it's something fishy might be going on, and you lose credibility with them if things don't start matching up. So a really important thing to understand is in the early stages of this, write down your name, the address, and the phone number. Like one of the issues we're having with Barry's is Barry went all in with call action at one stage, and he was tracking with different phone numbers in all these different places so that he could know where all these lead sources were. That's great in theory because it does give him the better analytics and the tracking on the back end. But as far as Google goes, when Google sees all these different phone numbers from all these different places, they lose trust in you as a business because they think that maybe you're trying to work the system somehow or you're doing something dodgy. So, I'm talking to Barry right now. We're going to set up one main phone number for his office, and that's going to be what we call his, it can be a call action number, that's fine, but you want to make sure that number is consistently placed in everywhere else so that it all matches up. So that's the first thing. You want to claim your listing, and then the NAP, the name, address, phone number, is also the same in the key directory. So one of the big ones is Facebook.
All right. Well, real quick, Kiwi. So there's a few questions about this.
Yeah.
If somebody, their county has 20 cities, Paul Morris is saying, and he's not in the city where his broker is. So what would he do as far as with Google Maps and all that stuff? I mean, would he just pick a central location or maybe his office address?
So yeah, the Google My Business only works off office addresses. Okay. So for example, for your address, Barry, we've got you listed here as on Indian River Road. But one of the things they have inside here is you can also add other locations for Google My Business. So if you've got multiple locations, you can add those in, but you also have to go through the verification process for those separate locations. But they need to be physical locations. You can't use like a PO box or something at a local, and rent a local PO box and say, oh, that's my local business. Google, these guys are really smart. They know where all the PO boxes are, but they do have something called services. No, it's not under services. I'm sorry. It's under info. And you've got service areas. So inside service areas for your business, you can put all the communities and all the neighborhoods that you service. Okay. So that you also rank in these areas when they're looking for a real estate agent or a real estate agency, a realtor, all those good things. But I'm going to go over that soon. I haven't quite gotten to that piece yet, but hopefully that somewhat answers that question.
Yeah. No, it does. And I think the other questions are around the fact that if you're not the broker, and I'll tell you, for me, when the Google My Business page, my broker has one of these profiles and I have one of these profiles. And so even though they're the same address, you can have more than one business at the same address. So I think that covers us for the the 150 agents in the Keller Williams. And he's trying to say basically out of all the agents, how could his name show up ahead of others? And I think that's part of what Kiwi's going to get into on how to rank your profile a little bit higher. Is that right, Kiwi?
Yeah, so this isn't designed for individual agents to rank inside Google My Business. This is designed for physical locations to rank inside Google My Business. Remember, this is all driven off maps, Google Maps and local businesses where they've got brick and mortar stores where you can actually go and do business with somebody. So you need to have a specific location. You need to have a specific business. If you're an agent on a team, this isn't necessarily going to help you unless you're doing this for your broker and then they're going to feed you these leads, but you're not necessarily going to know that these leads came from Google My Business. They're just going to be start calling. You're going to start showing on the maps. They're going to see that your business is there. They're going to call that phone number, and they're going to turn up at your door because it also gives them directions and shows them where to go. This is really, really all about that low-hanging fruit, looking for that local office that they can go into and talk to somebody. It's not, you can't do a Google My Business and then attach a list of all your agents in there and go, these are the people in my business you need to speak to. It's really for the actual business itself. So if you're the broker owner, if you run this team, you run this business, you need to be doing this. If you're an agent on the team, you want to make sure your broker's doing it because it's going to generate more leads for the company, for the business.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So the most important thing, once you get this set up, is to go through and add in all of the information it asks for. So we just spoke about NAP, name, address, phone number. You also, a really important one are the categories, which I have in here for category. For Barry, you can only add 2. I put real estate agents and real estate agency. Those are the 2 for real estate that are most relevant right now. So I highly recommend you guys also pick out these. If you find anything else, let me know, but I couldn't find anything else. These seem to be the top 2 for real estate agents and agencies. Obviously, address. Look, even little things in the address. If you put hashtag #104, but then you put apartment 104 in a different listing, those things can screw you up as well. So you want to be really, really consistent. And even up here, the way Barry's got Barry Jenkins - Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate. If he put Barry Jenkins Better Homes and Real Estate without the dash, or instead of ampersand, he used and Homes and Garden on some places like Yelp or Facebook or Twitter or whatever, and the business name isn't exactly the same, just little things like that can screw you up. So you want to make sure in the beginning, you write down exactly what the name is, exactly what the address is, and exactly what the phone number is going to be. And I'm going to show you after this how to basically take that NAP information and get that consistent all over the web in thousands of different places so that Google picks up on all that consistency and then you build all that trust with them. But just make sure you write down in one place so that in the future, you're always using the same exact information. Then you're going to add in, like I said, they've got a section in here called service areas. This is where you're going to go ahead and put in all of the communities that you service, all the community areas that you buy and sell homes. So, obviously we have a lot of this information on your branded website, the communities in there. These are basically going to be the same in here. And then hours of operation, pretty self-explanatory. Phone number, again, Barry's is under review right now because I just made a change because we're trying to make his phone number match what he's got in all his other sources. Another thing to note is right now, due to COVID-19, these guys are backed up and they're prioritizing hospitals and medical related industries. So if you make changes, if you're trying to do things and you're not getting much of a response, it's just because they're backed up right now. And it actually says that, like up here, it says limited functionality. Edits may not be accepted at this time due to the coronavirus. But I think everything still works. It just is taking longer. And then put in a description for your business. And so that is, you want to go through, claim the listing, make sure your NAP information is same. And now I want you guys to figure out keywords. So these are the keywords that when people are searching that you want to rank for. I put together a list up here just to give you guys an example. So realtor in the city that you service. Okay, so realtor, if someone's looking for a realtor in Virginia Beach, realtor in Kempsville, Lynn Haven. These are all the services that Barry sells homes in. So I want to make sure that we rank for all of those, and also real estate agent in each of those areas. And the reason you want to write down all of these keywords is because you want to start using those when you're posting to your Google My Business account. And I'm going to show you that in a little bit, but start figuring out realtor and real estate agent and then all the different communities and write all those out, because those are all those are all keywords. The more they're mentioned inside your account, the more Google's going to know that, oh, this is the right person, this is the right business to show when someone else is searching for those keywords. So you want to keep using these over and over and over. So it's good to write them down in one place so that you can repurpose them. And one place is obviously in your description, like Virginia Beach is obviously a very important keyword for Barry. Real estate agent, Virginia Beach, VA, homes for sale, real estate, all that stuff. You want to kind of make sure that's included as many times as possible.
Kiwi, I had a quick question for you about this. It's almost as if Google has like they're assuming the worst, and I don't mean this in a bad way, about these businesses, and they're looking for inconsistencies because they're looking for the best, and it's not just about reviews, is what I'm kind of gathering from this. And so it's just like if you were to hand your resume out and there's inconsistencies in your work history or something like that, the employers are going to say, you know, who is this? And so, you know, because honestly, when I think about all the different platforms that I'm on, I haven't even paid attention to if I'm using the ampersand or dashes or all that. I just, you know, so very, very interesting. I have a lot of work for my my team to to do. So just anyway, I just was expressing how I'm kind of digesting this, and sounds like maybe I'm on the right track.
Yeah, 100%. There's 1,000 little things which go into you ranking really high in those Google Maps. And they all, some of them are a lot more important than others. You know, and I would say getting reviews from your clients. And if a client in that review mentions, you know, you're the best real estate agent in Virginia Beach that I've ever worked with, like, that is a golden review, because it actually has the keyword that you want to rank for, and it's written by somebody else. That is also a big part of the algorithm. But then there's also little things like this that other people just have no idea about. But these are actually really, really important things to do that other people may not. If you do it and you get reviews, and someone else in your that you're a competitor of yours also do it and they get reviews, you're going to rank higher just because you did these additional things. So everything is important, but these are just things that a lot of people are not aware about that are also really important.
What about service areas? Is there a limit to how many service areas you can add?
You know, I don't know. I don't think there is. Like, you've got a lot in here, 8, 9, 10, 11. I got 12 for you. So I think for most people, go to town, add as many as you can, obviously, that are relevant to you.
Okay.
Yeah. But, you know, so definitely use the service areas, because most people don't even put anything in here. And it's really important to add those, because now your local business is here, but you're also here, and all these other places where you're selling homes. So go through, make sure all of the information is filled out in there. So we talked about keywords. categories. We talked about categories. Real estate agents and real estate agency would be the top two categories I suggest. Service areas, we just talked about that, adding them all. Now we're going to go into photos, and this is a big one. Photos are really important. I'm going to come down here into photos, and I'm going to sort of mention a couple of things. Any photos of your business showing your actual local business, I would focus on those first. So a picture of the outside of the office, a picture of the inside of the office, a picture of people on your team, so that it shows you're a real business with real people. But let me also mention another thing with photos, which is really important, is something called geotagging. And a lot of you may not realize, but when you take a photo, especially if you take a photo from a smartphone, it's automatically going to tag that photo with the location that that picture was taken. So if you're using your phone to take pictures of your business, it's actually going to tag it as coming from your business. And when you upload it, Google's going to see, oh, this was actually taken from the business. But if you're uploading photos that you may have taken off the internet that were taken somewhere else, Google's going to see those photos were not taken from where you're saying your business is, and that's actually going to hurt your listing. So you want to make sure that they're tagged locally, and there's two ways of doing that. One I just mentioned, use your phone and take local pictures, and then it's automatically going to tag, and it's safe to upload those pictures. But if you're taking photos that were taken maybe you had a professional photographer come in and take, like, you know, I know Barry didn't take this with his phone. And there's, you know, a lot of Photoshop work going on this one.
No, that's messed up. That's messed up.
just kidding, mate. So, but that was obviously professionally taken and maybe taken somewhere else. So if this was uploaded by someone on his team, maybe in the Philippines or somewhere else, and then this could actually hurt him. So what you want to do, and I've got inside the checklist that I've shared with you guys, down on line 19, there's a tool here called geotagging. And you can come in here, you can drop your picture in here. So let me actually find a picture. So you can drop an image in here. That's uploaded now. And in this search box here, you can type in the address of where that picture was taken. So I would put in your business address, and then it's going to, down here, you just click on write tags, and that's now going to add the geotags to that image. And then you can click after that, you can give that image a name. I would generally give it a name of Barry headshot from the office, something like that, right? If there was Barry's headshot. And then you can download that image. Now you've got an image which is geotagged to your office, and it's safe to use that image to upload to your listing in here. So just, you know, that's kind of a trick, so that all of the photos you're uploading are always tagged locally for your business, because that's one of the signals Google looks at to be able to trust a local business. But like I said, use pictures of your team, use pictures of your office. You can also, I recommend using photos of all of your listings, because those are all done. They don't have to be done from your office, but they're all done in your service areas, and you want to rank for those service areas as well. So if they start seeing pictures that are also being uploaded, or photos that are in your service areas, that helps you. So there's a lot you could be doing inside photos, but certainly start, and you can also add in any of the stuff from Ylopo, you know, some of your Diva ads, for example. And I'm going to show you guys more of that in a second, under the actual, under the posts, which is up here. Which
Kiwi, just so you know, there's a lot of questions here that
okay.
I don't know the answer to.
Yeah. Do you want to fire some of them off? Yeah, before I move on to the next
Okay.
piece, yeah, let me answer all the questions around photos.
All right. So let's stay photos. When we show listings, do we geotag to our office or the listing address?
Yeah, I recommend the listing address because that's going to help you rank in those service areas as well. Because you as a local business also are servicing a whole community. So we want to start building up content, or you want to start building up content in those communities. So it shows that you actually sell homes in those areas as well.
Okay. Geotag the agent profile pictures before adding them to Facebook, agent websites. So basically, should you do geotagging everywhere?
No, it's not necessary everywhere.
Okay.
It's only necessary in here because the Google algorithm, remember this is Google local business. So they have an algorithm just for Google local. So for them to be able to see whether it's a local business or not, this is a big deal for them. But in Facebook and all of that, they don't give a crap. It's different.
Yeah. Okay. One person has a VA in the Philippines. The pics are taken locally and then he uploads them. Should she change that, or does the pic have the geotag?
Really good question. If you took the picture locally, it will have the geotag. But what I recommend, if you've got someone in the Philippines doing this for you, get them a VPN. It's called Virtual Private Network. So they can log in, and it looks like they're logging in from the US, and they're and not from the Philippines. It's just safer. Those VPNs are pretty cheap, but yeah. And then so that way he's logging into your Google My Business account from a local US business or from a local US server, and he's using and the one way you can test is if you actually right-click on an image and you go get info, you can actually go in and look at all the data on that, and it will show you where the picture was taken. And look, you can also just go to Google and do a little bit of research on geotagging, and you'll see, and watch a couple of YouTube videos, and you'll see there's a lot of different ways of doing this. There's a lot of different hacks. This tool that I'm sharing with you, it does cost money if you're doing, they give you a few for free, but if you're doing more than a few, you pay. But it's cheap. It's less than $100. I forget what it costs. I found it just an easy way to do it. So I bought the tool because I do a lot of these, and it's kind of, you just drag, put in the address in this box, then click on the right, so it saves that data to the file. And then the next box over here is download the file. Then from there, you just go into Google My Business, go into Photos, click on the plus button up here in the top right-hand corner, and just drag that photo in there. Another thing to do is when you're labeling photos, label them with your keywords. Again, you created a list of keywords earlier on, so start using these keywords in your photos. So this could be real estate agent, Virginia Beach, Barry Jenkins, and this could be homes for sale in, Suffolk, Virginia Beach, blah, 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 right? So start using those keywords in everything that you're posting, because the more keywords that you have in your content, the more Google sees that you're the business that is actually being active around that content, if that makes sense. So geotagging for photos. Any other big questions you think?
I mean, there's a lot of like in the weeds type questions that, I think we should just keep going and then maybe just do a once over if you want to glance at them. There's like 20. It's just, what I'm learning about this, and maybe we can discuss this at a high level, but there are so many very specific questions to their location and their business model. And so it's, I don't know. I mean, let's see. Can you geotag a video? That's a general question.
No, you can't. Good question. Yeah, I looked at
All
that.
right.
But you can, you obviously can name a video. So you want to put the not the geotagging, but the name. Like if the video is a property, it's a listing rocket video, then use the address of that property for the video.
If you run a brokerage, should you upload a photo of each of your agents?
Yes. Yeah. So, because those are great, it shows that you're a real business with real people. So having the people in there, it just builds trust.
Okay. All right. And let's see. A couple people are asking the photos need to be named. I guess for the person that wants to manually name the photo, they said name of photo underscore business name underscore service area underscore business category. Is that something?
Yeah, that's good. That's good because it includes all of the keywords that you want to rank for, which is a good practice to sort of follow.
Do you have any VPN companies that you like?
Oh, I use a service called ExpressVPN. Yeah.
What's your favorite color? I'm just kidding. I didn't ask that. Let's see. How can we stop someone from tagging us in a photos? We have a troll who has tagged us with bad contractor photos. That's a tough one.
Yeah. You can't control what other people are doing. You can report them as suspicious, as spam or whatever, but they can't. Well, yeah, you can just report it. If they're tagging your local business, you can certainly report that stuff. Okay, I'm gonna keep.
Is it bad to add too many photos?
No, it's not bad at all. The more the merrier. They're certainly not going to punish you for that.
And then should you be using Gmail or your business email? I don't know where that would play into this, but
doesn't matter.
Maybe for your details.
Yeah, I think in the actual info is a place for email address. Obviously, your website service areas. I forget. I think you can add. There is an email address. I think it's just associated when you're setting up your account. You've got to give them an email. Whatever email you use the most often, they don't use that as one of the trust signals. It's more like the NAP, the name, address, phone. Those are the big 3 items for trust with them.
Okay. All right, I'm going to try to answer a few of these via typing so you can keep going.
Okay, so that's geotagging. And now I want to talk about posts. So Google My Business account actually allows you to post. And another thing Google used to have, they had Google, it was Google, oh God, shit, how do I not even remember this right now? I think it was Google Plus, right? They had a whole network before that they were trying to use to take over Facebook and social media, and they wanted you to post in there all the time. And they had Google Wave. They've been trying to do so many different things over the years to sort of allow you to post content because they know everyone's posting to Facebook, everyone's posting to Instagram, these other platforms, and not them. So now they've sort of moved all of that and consolidated it into Google My Business. So what they love to see is have you post inside Google My Business. And they're going to reward you for that by moving you up in the rankings. So let me share with you some of the posts from Barry's. I just posted, for example, yesterday, an update. So add an update. And in here, you can add photos or videos. You can write your post and you can give it a button. Like for example, learn more. And if you do learn more, then you can put a link to that. So I've been putting in some of Barry did a listing rocket for one of his new listings. And you guys are also soon, we're going to release to you next week, little bit of a inside information here, but I'm sure you guys have seen some of the templates we've been testing in the group, but you're going to be able to create a property video tour for any property on the MLS, branded or not branded under your company. And that you're going to be able to download that. You don't need to pay $65 to run an ad for it. It's going to go into your account. You can send it out to anybody you want, and you can use it wherever you need it. So this is a great place to post those. You can add it in here, give the property address, give the property price, and then publish it. And that's local content and it's video, two things Google My Business loves, and you're using their posting platform, which again, they want more people using this. So there's kind of, you know, a lot you can do in here. And this is how I'm doing it with Barry. So this is one from yesterday. It's a video, it gives a description, and I put a link that goes directly to, boom, his search site. Now, if people find it through there and they come to a search site, they're going to register as leads, they go into a system, and this is something you didn't have to pay for. It's all generated organically from inside Google. Another thing, you can also do products. So you can, and inside products, you can create categories. I suggest you create categories for each of your service areas. Homes for sale in your different areas. So Barry's selling homes in Suffolk, he's selling homes in Virginia Beach. Go through all of his service areas, and anytime he gets a listing, do a diva or do a video tour, add it in here, put it in that category, add in the price and all the good information here, add a button that goes directly to the listing. And Barry, I don't think you've seen this yet, but I'm going to show you how this looks. So I'm going to go back to info. Share my business profile. So this is Barry's, whoops, cancel. I just want to copy that. So inside your Google My Business, you're going to, whoa, oh. Search. Okay, view and search. So this shows his profile. If someone's searching for his business, this is what his profile looks like. But look down here underneath it, under products for Barry. He's got a bunch of his listings actually showing up inside Google with their price, the beds and the bars. So people can click on these and they can actually see all this stuff inside Google. And the way, the way that works is by inside your Google My Listing, if you're adding these products in here, then they're actually going to show up when people are searching for your business. So it gives you a much more complete listing. And it also allows you to start adding in all of these keywords naturally, because this isn't keyword stuffing. These are actually real addresses of real properties. And then you're showing people the properties. So, you know, I definitely recommend you use posts to post things such as, and oh, so sorry, one other thing to note, you can't use video for products. So the products need to be, you need to post a photo, okay? So I'm gonna go over that in a second, how to actually do a killer photo really quickly so that you can post, you can create a whole product section inside your Google My Business. And I recommend you do that just for all of your listings, okay? And again, this is something you want a VA or someone on your team to be doing because it's really gonna build up over time and you're gonna have 10 times, 20 times, 30 times the content anyone else has, as any other real estate agents have. And that's gonna, and then Google's gonna see all of that start piecing all this together and going, holy shit, these guys are the trusted source. And that's how you get to the top. But inside posts, this is where you want to post the videos, okay? Use the videos, and you can also use, like Barry put blog posts in here. It doesn't always just have to be a video of a listing. You can put any of your Wailopo blog posts. You can put any of your stuff you're doing around communities, certainly anything you're doing for the community. I would repost it in here as well. Barry's got tips. I've got some of the branding videos in here, you know, just these cute little ones. So go to town and posts, use a lot of different things. But then there are, let me go back to products. So products is where you're going to focus on your product. Your product are homes, okay? So you're specifically just focusing on homes. And if you want to add a product, you're going to see a big blue button, add product. And I suggest you create categories for each service area. It might be homes for sale, or homes I've sold even, if you want to go to town on this, right? But I would just say start small, homes for sale in, and then anytime you get a listing in any of those categories, add it in here. You're going to add the photo. This is where you add the price, okay? You add the description, which you just take from whatever you're using on the MLS, plop that in here, and then you add a button, and you click on, use the Learn More button, and then you pull the link from your search site for that property and add it in here, and then save it. And then that's going to show up in here. Like, you're going to see all the Suffolk homes for sale. You're going to see all those Virginia Beach homes for sale. And over time, there's going to be a whole bunch of them. Okay. That is posting as products. That is posting as photos. And just regular posts. So there's posts and there's products. I'm sure there's probably some questions. To me, it's all makes sense, but I'm sure some people are scratching their heads going, oh my God. What are you seeing, Barry? What are the key, is there any sort of trending topics?
No, I mean, obviously, well, like right now I'm working on local businesses that are open as a trending topic just during the COVID-19 stuff. I don't know if that's kind of what you're asking, but.
I'm just wondering if anyone is confused about posting or using products inside here.
Well, some people don't see the product tab. They see everything but the products.
Interesting.
For whatever reason, they don't have that. Yeah, Grant Law, a few others are saying they don't see it. So I don't know. Maybe it's something that.
What you guys can do is also come down here once you're logged into Google My Business, and under users, you can add users. Okay. So if you want to add me, Kiwi at Wailopo, I'll get a notification and I can go in and take a quick look for you.
Terry said you don't get access to the products until you have verified your account via the postcard, which I've done. Got
it. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Yeah, you need to get verified first. So if you just set up your account today, that's probably why you're not seeing it. But that is a good point. This is where you would add your admin or your VA under the users tab at the bottom. Add them in, and they can do all this for you. So.
Some more questions. Let's see.
One more thing on the posts. So it's good to post at least 3 times a week. So I would say do a post like on a Monday, a Wednesday, and a Friday, as an example, and just post one thing on each of those days and just be consistent with it. So you don't need to overdo it. You don't need to post like the one thing I don't want you to do is just go in on Mondays and do a whole bunch of posts and not do anything for the rest of the week.
Yeah. Let's see. Should you use local categories?
Yeah.
St. Louis has a local term called South City, or would we stick to St. Louis homes for sale? So should it be like local stuff, or?
Whatever you think people are searching, whatever is the term that people are searching for that you want to show up for. So if you think most people are searching for a certain name, but it may actually be called something else, that certainly, you know, if a lot of people from out of town or a lot of people who may not be really, really super local may not know about, but this is what the most people are searching for, this particular name, use that particular name. Rather than a name that not many people know, but it may be technically right. And you can also put both in the category. You know, remember, this is just a category. It's not, it's just a category. And then inside that category, you're going to have the specific address and the details of that property. So don't worry about the category too much, but I would use categories based on the different service areas is how I'd sort of match them up.
Okay.
So,
all right, that makes sense.
That's posts, that's products. Now the final sort of two things is reviews. Reviews are a big deal. It's something I can't get for you. We can't just come in here and add reviews. It's something you guys have to consistently ask for. I will say, you know, I'm going to play this really quick. This is what Tristan brought up in our big webinar last week. And Tristan is, like, anyone knows Facebook and Google marketing. Tristan knows this stuff really freaking well. Let me show you.
And if they start engaging with you, you need to start putting more reviews on Google, because Google SEO, that's the key. Stop posting it everywhere else. Google is the master of everything. Buddy, except for...
So, yeah, get Google reviews. I know Zillow has reviews, Yelp has reviews. It's often tough to know where to get reviews from people. But if you want to rank really well locally, you need those Google reviews is the bottom line. So I'm not saying don't get them in other places, but you know, this, if you want to make Google local a hot referral sort of network or source for you, you're just not going to rank without any reviews. You don't have to, if you're doing all these other things, you don't have to do as many reviews as your competitors might, because you're checking so many boxes that they're not. But this, you know, but reviews is in their algorithm of things, probably one of the most important things.
So a couple of questions around, one second, where was it? So tagging photos, if they're in the Google My Business profile already, should we take it down or geotag it and then re-upload it?
I would, yeah. You know, if you're pretty sure those photos in there may be tagged incorrectly, I would start, I would clean that up. I would remove the old photos, fix the geotagging, and replace them. This is something that, you know, none of this stuff is going to be instant. You're not going to see instant results on any of this stuff. You've got to check a lot of boxes and you've got to be consistent with it. And over time, you're going to rank really, really well. But that's one of the things you'd want to clean up, because it is an important part of the algorithm.
Okay. Got about 27 more questions.
Before we go into, let me finish the last topic, because it may answer some of those questions. The last topic is adding citations. So a citation is a third-party company that's listing your NAP, your name, address, and phone number of your business. So a citation would be something on yellowpages.com, something, you know, you're listing on City Search, you're listing on Facebook, you're listing on Yelp. All of those are what we call a citation. Each one of those, when that citation matches your actual citation from that you've put into Google My Business, that's a check mark for Google and for your local SEO to rank you higher. If those citations don't match, or you don't have many citations, you're going to rank lower. So one way to get citations and not have to go through and manually apply to hundreds of different places is to use a service. I've always used, there's a couple of really good services out there. One's called Moz. Moz is like the #1 SEO company probably in the world. And they are moz.com. And they've got a whole section here on the Google Local. So if you go up to the top and go to Moz Local, learn more about Moz Local, click on that. And then you go check my presence, which is this yellow box. You can put in your business name, your address, and your zip, and they're going to go ahead and start checking all of your citations for you in all the places that matter. And then they're going to give you a report, and they're going to show you, oh yeah, it's good here, but it's bad here, it's bad here, bad here. So they, you know, they do a lot of the work. Well, they show you where you really need to focus on. And then they give you an option of paying them, oh God, I think it's $129 for a year. And they're going to go ahead and clean up all those citations in all those places and match everything up for you. And as well, they're going to show you where you're not matched up. So some of them, you know, you're going to be able to do yourself. You're going to be able to see, oh shoot, Facebook. Yeah, obviously I run my Facebook page. I can go in there and fix that one. And there's some of them you're going to be able to control, and some of them you're going to have no idea. And then there's going to be like a list of like 1,000 where they're going to be able to push you out to, that it's all consistent. So I highly recommend just using them. Well, there's another one here on the list called Bright Local. These guys also do the same thing. So you can get a free trial for a single business, $29 a month. They're going to go through, they're going to run a report, they're going to add citations, they're going to, they basically do the same thing as Moz. And they both give you a dashboard where you can see all of them, see where you rank in all of them and how things look. So as far as citations go, you can do it yourself manually, or you can work with a company like these, and they're just going to handle the citations for you. But I've put both of those companies under option 1, option 2, both in here, so you can choose whatever one you decide to use. I like both of them. So if you ask me which one, you know, you can't go wrong with either. They're both really good, reputable companies. And those are, I would say, the top things to focus on. You do all of these things and you're consistent with that posting, consistent with adding products, and you clean up all that other optimization stuff, you're going to be way ahead of the game where it comes to your competitors. Oh, and also obviously you're getting reviews. That's a big thing. That's something I can't help you with. You're going to need to proactively do that. But all of this stuff together, you know, most people aren't doing 1/10 of this. So it's going to put you ahead of everyone. Yeah. So I'll go through questions. Maybe I'll go to the Q&A.
Yeah, the Q&A. I've only done 93.
Oh, Jesus.
This is a hot topic, man. No, but the people are really, there's been several comments during this webinar of people saying this is exactly what I should be reviewing right now because, you know, I'm home anyway. And this is, you know, so a lot of excitement around this. So the questions actually are very good because it shows that, you know, everybody's really trying to dial this in. So that's awesome.
Yeah, Jose says use a virtual address like Regis location. No, You know, funny story, with Howard, about 10 years ago, 12 years ago, I set up a local SEO business. Well, we got an account for moving companies, right? And there's a big moving company called American, I forget what it was, American Movers or American Moving Company. And they had one location, but they had all these service areas. Everyone around the area they would service. And we set up PO boxes in all of those locations, paid them like $15 a month, got an address, and I sent postcards there. I got the postcard, I registered them, and I used numbers for tracking. It worked great for about a year. We were getting tons of leads, but then they sniffed it all out. And we lost all that business and got fired. So the one thing I learned is you can't fake Google. They're very, very smart. You want to use a legitimate business. Don't use any virtual stuff. It may work for a little bit, but if this is something you're going to put a lot of effort and time into, I wouldn't use a virtual address, because if someone else is using that address, Google's going to pick up on that. They're going to see multiple people using the same address, and you just lose credibility fast, and you're never going to rank well. Our title and our Google My Business is Phillips, and is that too much for a title? No, Philip, that's fine for your title, but just make sure it's consistent. You're using ampersands, you're using dashes, so you want to use the same ampersands and the same dashes everywhere. Is there some reason anytime I post how they say it violates rules, even if it is uploading a picture that just started happening since COVID-19? Yeah, that just I haven't seen that happen inside Google My Business. It's certainly happening a lot more on Facebook. They're just super sensitive to stuff right now. So if it's not violating any rules, just dispute it. And it has to go into manual review. They're super backed up right now, especially Facebook. So it might take 2 or 3 days, but it's fine. You can still post. But there may be a keyword. There may be something in there that's triggering it. So you can also just try reposting a couple of times with removing the word that you think may be the problem, and then you'll probably go through. Do we set up a duration for posts? Does it get deleted at a certain period? So it doesn't get deleted as far as I know. So if you're doing homes for sale in certain areas, and then you've sold the home and now it's a sold property, it's not going to recognize that. I would recommend just leaving it though. It's still good content to have up there. Later on, if it becomes an issue, you can go through and delete those. But while you're building up your reputation, building up your content with them, just don't worry about deleting stuff for now. They don't allow you to put a end date on these. Otherwise, yeah, I would recommend just like a 6-month end date, but not a big deal right now. Where should I put my first time home buyer seminars? So I would 100% use that as a post inside there, because one of the things it does, oh, you know, I don't see it in here, but on the app, I'm constantly getting shared, or maybe it's under home. Oh yeah, your latest post, businesses like yours posting, and it's picking up on like this is a property management company that's 4.9 miles away. This is an apartment building that's 3.5 miles away. This is a real estate agency that's 11 miles. So it's picking up other businesses, which is in certain similar categories to yours, that have to do with properties and real estate sort of related stuff. So I would use yours as a post. They love posts. It's certainly not a product, so I think that's the only option you really have. So posts expire, but product postings do not expire. You know, I think posts just get pushed down. It's just like a Facebook news feed. I don't think they necessarily expire. I haven't seen a place to put an expiry date on them. They just get pushed down and you keep adding to the top. What are your thoughts on posting listings from other agents in a particular service areas? The same as we have with Listing Rocket. As long as you've got permission, go ahead and post it and use it. It helps with your content. It's going to help with ranking your business locally. But if you've got plenty of you know, you don't have to post a ton of stuff in here. The main thing is just post a little bit and be consistent with it, and use those keywords and use those different areas. I don't want you guys to spend this week just going bonkers on this stuff and then really doing next to nothing next week. Spend this week setting up a process and a system so you can be consistent with this over the next 12 months. And then you're going to really reap the rewards. Does Google recognize any of these auto posting services? Or we use OneUp to schedule posts on Google My Business. You know what? I would be concerned a little bit about that. Google's really good at sniffing out automation and anything that could be working the system, rigging the system. It's certainly maybe fine today. I know Barry also uses HomeSnap, right? They do a lot of automation into his account. And there's a lot of companies who will. Look, we're also looking at Ylopo to use the APIs for this and help post for you guys and automate a lot of the stuff in the future. But one of the things we're going to be really, really freaking careful about is making sure that there's no way you're going to get dinged. I don't know exactly what's going on right now with that. These guys, you ask them, they're all, you know, you're going to speak to a salesperson, they're going to tell you it's fine. But technically on the back end, you know, there's a lot of stuff that you could go wrong with that. So you just want to be really, really careful. That's why, you know, the safest way is obviously have someone in your office, in your location, doing the updates and using the local and doing the geotagging correctly. LVA posts to Google My Business. When he posts to Facebook or Insta, is algorithm affected by being the same post here? No, it's fine. You can, you want to repurpose the same content here that you're using in other places. They're not looking for duplicate posts. Obviously, you know, if you can post it here and not in other places, that may be a benefit, but I really don't think that's, in this big scale of things, it's an issue. They just want people posting is the bottom line, because right now people aren't posting hardly anything. So if you start posting consistently, they're going to reward you with that. Wouldn't Google Keyword Planner help? Yeah, Google Keyword Planner is a great way to sort of look for ideas on how to use keywords. I had set up my account sometime back, and Google has set up some Google created website. How do I get rid of that as I have my own website? So just go into info on your Google My Business and scroll down to where it says, where's the website? Oh, here, click on the little pencil and change it there. Okay. And again, it might take up to 3 days to get it republished if you make a change right now. Someone pasted this in chat. I don't remember if it ever showed before, but now our Zillow reviews are also showing up on our Google profile automatically. Yeah, so one thing Google does is they will pull in for your Google local. They will sometimes pull in and show reviews from other third-party sources. But they play with this all the time. So sometimes they show Yelp stuff, sometimes they show Zillow stuff. Sometimes they get in a fight with Yelp and they're like, screw Yelp, we're not showing their stuff anymore. So you really don't have control over what they show, what third-party reviews they show on there. It's up to Google. But you know, if you use Google themselves, you know that they're not going to block that. It's obviously the safest route. How to make an agent picture show up first on Google. I have it listed as a cover, but it doesn't show up. You can't, as far as I know, there's no way you can say, use this picture for this, use this picture for that under photos. They're basically going to take, well, you obviously can use a cover image, and you can add a logo, and then everything else is just a photo. And then it's up to Google what they show. So it's a little bit out of your hands, but upload as many as you can. And then, like I said, add the products, add the other things, and on your actual, when you show up in Google, you come up like looking like, wow, these guys are really on top of it. Is it true you can't have multiple agents in one address? This is, like I said earlier on, it's not about, this is not a place to list your agents. It's to list your business and to list the services that you buy and sell homes in. And then the leads are going to come in when they find you on Google. You're going to rank at the top. They're going to see your business. They're going to see your address with directions to get to your address. So this is also going to help you get a lot of more drive-ins. People actually come to your business physically because they found you on Google. And then they're also going to call that phone number. So there's no way to have this, have a bunch of agents on there and leads go to different agents, etc., and to rank for agents. Cool.
I'm trying to answer some of them.
Thanks for the Regis topic. So if it is distinct using a suite number to your business, yeah, Jose, like if it's your business and you have like rented that office or that location for a long time, you may be okay. But the problem is with a lot of Regis is they tend to have it's temporary. So they tend to be temporary offices. And a lot of other people may have used that. And that address may be used in a lot of different places online. And then now you're saying that's your address. And Google just gets a lot of mixed signals. So it may be really difficult for you to rank high and be a really trusted resource if that address is being used multiple times. What to do if our broker, no, we just answered the Regis one. Does Google cross-search YouTube with NAP? Yeah, I think NAP does use YouTube. I believe that is one of the citation sources. But remember, Google owns YouTube. So as long as you've got it right in Google, just make sure your NAP information on YouTube is correct. It matches exactly what you put in Google My Business. Should you post my mobile app? Should I post my mobile app download? I don't know what you mean. Sorry. What do I add? Where do I add my keywords? So you add your keywords on everything that you're posting. So, if you're doing like I went over that with the categories. So a category would be homes, like James, I know you're, so you create a category for homes for sale in Marina Del Rey, homes for sale in Santa Monica. And then, so those are keywords. So you use them in there. And then when you're posting a property inside those categories, you're going to use Santa Monica. You're going to use those keywords in the actual property. So, okay, cool. We are like 20 minutes over. Look, if you guys if I didn't answer your question, you can specifically hit me up with an email, kiwi@wailopo.com, and I'll get back to you. I wish we had a way to actually do all this for you. We don't. It is something we're looking to in the future, but I wanted to at least today give you guys instructions and on details on what you need to do. Follow the checklist that I created for you guys. Make sure you're checking all these boxes. And like I said, have someone do it for you. But I want you guys to know what it takes. And hopefully this was helpful.
Yeah, no, dude, this, honestly, I think this was like one of the best I've been a part of because I'm watching the engagement. People are like, this is meeting a direct need. And Kiwi, I can't personally, I can't thank you enough for diving into this and becoming an expert at something new. And, you know, you're looking at all the thank yous and this was amazing and the engagement, really incredible work. And feel free when you guys are emailing Kiwi, you can copy me as well, Barry at Ylopo. I really don't know as much about this stuff as Kiwi does, but I'm using it. So that could sometimes add a little bit of practicality as well. So as always, Kiwi, we really appreciate it, man. And, you know, the Ylopo community stays strong and we'll just keep going.
You got it. All right. Cultivate
All
and
right.
conquer.
Thanks, Mike.
See ya.
Yeah, cultivate and conquer. Talk to you soon, mate.
Later.
Bye.